My Name is Not Easy by Debby Dahl Edwardson, read by Max Ott. Part 1, The Day the Earth Turned Over, 1960 to 1961. The elders say the earth has turned over 7 times, pole to pole, north to south, freezing and thawing, flipping over and tearing apart, changing everything. We were there. We were always there. They say no one survived the Ice Age, but they're wrong. There were 7 Ice Ages, and we survived. We survived them all. My Name is Not Easy, September 5th, 1960. Luke. When I go off to Sacred Heart School, they're going to call me Luke because my Inupiaq name is too hard. Nobody has to tell me this. I already know. I already know because when teachers try to say our real names, the sounds always get caught in their throats, sometimes, like crackers. That's how it was in kindergarten and in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. And that's how it's going to be at boarding school too. Teachers only know how to say easy names, like my brother Bunna's. My name is not easy. My name is hard, like ocean ice grinding at the shore, or wind pounding the tundra, or sun so bright on the snow, it burns your eyes. My name is all of us huddled up here together, waiting to hear the sound of that plane that's going to take us away, me and my brothers. Nobody's saying nothing about it. Everybody doing the same things they always do. Uncle Joe is cleaning his gun, and Akka, that's my grandma, is eating maktak. Jack is sprawled out on the bed reading Life magazine, and Mom's dipping water from the 55-gallon water drum to make tea for Appa, my grandpa. Bunna's chasing Isaac across the floor on the opposite side of the room, showing him how to play cowboy with his authentic Roy Rogers gun and holster set, pretending there's a whole pack of Indians under the bed. The only thing under the bed is one little Eskimo, our youngest brother Isaac, mad about the fact that he's always got to be the Indian. I know that pretty soon Appa's going to finish his tea, and when he does, he's going to belch and say, Tsaiku. But he isn't thanking mom or Akka or anyone. He's just saying it. Taiku, thank you. Some things are good to know, like knowing what lies on the other side of that smooth line the tundra makes at the edge of the sky. When you don't know, you feel uneasy about what you might find out there, which is how I'm feeling about Catholic school right now. Uneasy, wondering if it's going to be good or bad or both messed up together. I never met them Catholics yet, but I heard about them. If you give them a kid till the age of 7, they got him for life. That's what Catholics say. I watch Isaac scuttle across the floor, an uneasy feeling stirring in my stomach. Isaac is only 6. Appa stands up from the table and belches good. Taiku. I wonder if Appa knows what Catholics say. Probably not. Jack's the one who told us about them Catholics, and he wouldn't say it to my Appa because Appa is not a Catholic. Jack is Mom's boyfriend. Uncle Joe wipes his rag along the barrel of his gun and hands it to me like he always does. So, you going off to that place where they make you eat, Trigger? He leans down next to me when he says it too, like he's sharing a secret. I think about Roy Rogers' fancy horse Trigger in the movies they show at the community center sometimes, and I get an uneasy feeling in the pit of my stomach. Joe smiles the kind of smile that says he knows stuff that other people don't know. You mean your mama never told you? Them Catholics, they eat horse meat. Mom doesn't hear this because she's too busy pouring tea for Akka. But Jack hears it all right, and he's not happy about what he's hearing. I can see it in the way he looks up from his magazine real sharp, fixing his eye on Joe. Jack keeps his mouth shut though, because Uncle Joe don't think much of white men, and Jack knows it. What do they want to eat horse meat for? I ask. Cheaper, Joe says. Akka is still eating maktak, and even though no one ever said it, I know them horse-eating, kid-stealing Catholics aren't ever going to feed me what I like. Whale meat and maktak. and I'm all of a sudden so hungry, it seems like I could never get enough to fill me up. Bunna flaps down onto the bed next to Jack and Isaac. Jack's got a picture in Life magazine of a school somewhere down south in the lower 48. It has one of those big orange school buses out in front of it. And I don't like the way Bunna looks at that bus. His eyes all full of possibilities, because I know there's no way I'm ever going to find any possibilities at all at Sacred Heart School, big orange bus or not. Mom sets the tea kettle on the stove, gazing at the three of them, her eyes soft. Isaac, your face, she says. Isaac slips off the bed quick as a lemming, but Mom catches him quicker. You want them white people to think you're a puppy? Here, let me wash your face. I hear the plane overhead, flying low enough to shake the windows. I hold Joe's gun on my shoulder, sliding my cheek sideways along its smooth stalk, trying to pretend it's not heavy, watching the plane buzz down out of the sky at the far end of town like a big fat fly. It's one of them military planes, a C-46. I squint down the gun's barrel with my good eye as the plane lands, following it through the gun's sight as it drags its swelled up belly across the tundra, sunlight flashing off its silver skin. The dogs are complaining about it, their voices yapping mad at first, then yowling up together into one voice, that long-tailed howl they always make when the plane lands. As far as you can see out, there is tundra. Tundra turned red and gold with fall. Tundra full of cold air and sunshine. I take a deep breath. It feels like that plane has poked a hole in the sky and all the air is leaking out. I hand the gun back to Joe, the gun that's gonna be mine when I'm old enough to take the kick. Next spring, maybe. Boys, Mom says, you hear? Get your stuff. Planes come. I'm 12 years old, all right, and Bunna, he's 10. But Isaac, he's only 6, and all I can think of is those Catholics and what they say about kids. Why can't we wait until Isaac turns 7? When I climb up into that plane, the wind's blowing hard, same as always. Take care of your brothers, Mom calls, and I turn around quick one last time. The wind sweeps my hair across my eyes and carries Mom's words backward. It pulls me backward too. Stay here, the wind says. Stay. Mom stands at the edge of the runway right next to Jack, my appa and akka and all our aunties and uncles with their babies. Some of our aunties are crying, but not Mom. Mom says we're Eskimo, and Eskimos know how to survive. She says we have to learn things we can't learn here in the village. Mom does not cry, and neither do we. Take care of your brothers. I hang on tight to those words as I sit down inside the plane. It's full of kids, this plane. Kids going off to boarding school, mostly teens, because there's no high schools in none of our villages. Every single teen from every single village in the whole world, maybe. All of us being swept off to some place where there won't be no parents, no grandparents, no babies. Only big orange buses and trees and teachers choking on our names. Bunna and Isaac are looking around with wide eyes. They all going to Sacred Heart? Bunna whispers. No, I say. Most of them are going off to BIA schools. Bureau of Indian Affairs schools don't take kids as young as us. That's what the man who convinced Mom to send us said. He said we'd get a better education at a Catholic school. I don't say any of this to Bunna. I don't think Bunna cares much about his education right now. Me neither. And Isaac, sitting in between the two of us, doesn't even know what it means yet to get educated. I gaze out the window at our family, a little knot on a fringe of tundra waving in the wind. When she sees me, Mom opens her mouth and hollers. I can't hear her voice, but I can read my name on the shape of her lips, my real name, the name I'm leaving behind. How come we don't get to go to BIA schools? Bunna asks. Guess we're special, I say, and the kid sprawled out on the seat across the aisle grins big. You going to Sacred Heart? He asks. Bunna flops his head up and down. Hey, put her there, the kid says, extending his hand. Me too. Right then and there, you know he owns Bunna. You ever been to Sacred Heart before? Bunna asks. Sure, the kid says. Sure have. Like he's been everywhere and back again. So what's it like? Well, it's not like home, all right, but you get used to it. Know what I mean? We nod our heads, even Isaac, like we really do know. Then I turn to watch out the window as the plane noses up into the sky. All the families get smaller and smaller, slipping away from us like peas off a plate. How far is it to Sacred Heart School? Bunna asks. About as far as the moon, the kid says. Bunna looks out the window quick, his eyes big. I jokes, the kid says. What's your name? I ask. He leans over onto his elbow like a cowboy in front of a campfire. Amik, he says. He says it slow and sure, like he's daring the world to get it right. Then the plane levels out and sweeps across the tundra, rising slowly up towards the sliver of moon that still hangs in the morning sky. For a fraction of a second, it feels like the earth below us has split wide open and swallowed up everything I ever knew. Like the earth itself is flipping over and falling away like it did a long time ago. Like there's a big scar down there on the tundra, a jagged place where the edges will never ever line up smooth again. Not ever.